You guys are a slave to whoever mentors you. I seen that quote somewhere on LinkedIn, and that quote really hit hard. That quote really, really hit hard because here's the thing. If the wrong person mentors you, or the person who doesn't know what they're doing mentors you, you guys are going to be in a world of hurt. For example, right? I help students get into tech, right? That's kind of my niche. That's what I help people get into. And every time I see a student who's going through college, that irks me because I'm like, you're spending 20, 30, 40K, wasting 3 years in college when you guys can get a college degree in 4 months, paying only $4,000, right? And that's with WGU and Sophia. It's so simple. But when you know that and you have someone who can teach you that, knowing is one thing, but but having someone advise you to do it is another, right? Because if your parents are advising you to go to college, waste 4 years, that's one thing right there. That's a waste of time, right? In my honest opinion. And when you can go to college, go to WGU and get it in 4 years, right? That's a way where you can bypass all of that nonsense and get a degree, right? And then at that point, then you focus on getting a job, or you focus on how can I get the skills to pass an interview at the end of the day? Because at the end of the day, that's how winners win. They win by learning the things that get you to the goal quicker, without all the bloat and wasting time. Because time is the only asset that we have, guys. So you guys are a slave to whoever mentors you, whoever teaches you the way. You're going to be a slave to whatever they tell you to do. Because if you pick the wrong mentor, or you pick the wrong person to teach you, you're going to, like I said, you're going to be in the world of hurt. You're going to be in a world of wasting time. You're going to be in the world of trying to figure things out on your own, right? And if you don't have a mentor, you guys are completely wasting your time. It's worth the price of gold. Every mentor you have is worth the price of gold. And ideally, you want to find a mentor who's mentoring you one-on-one, right? That way you can get actual advice. And please pay your fucking mentor, guys. Stop being cheap. Stop being broke. Stop being, if you guys live in America, you should not be playing video games. You should not be watching TV shows or movies. If you need money, there's an app called DoorDash. There's an app called Uber Eats where you can actually work and make actually $100 a day, depending on your city, maybe even $200 a day, right? But you decide not to do that because you are choosing other paths, like that are time sucking, like watching YouTube videos, or going on Netflix, or going on these places and not making any money. So like I said, life is a game of decisions, and if that's the decision you make, then you're gonna get the results of that decision. I was making those decisions myself. I used to be addicted to YouTube. I used to watch a bunch of YouTube videos here and there, and that, you're not making money for watching YouTube videos. I mean, maybe this video is gonna be helpful for you guys, but to a certain degree, watching this video is not making you any money, right? What's making you money is making an offer and collecting it from someone, right? So you're gonna have to, make an offer, obviously market yourself. But all I'm trying to say is, like, going back to what I said earlier about you're a slave to whoever mentors you. Because if you have the wrong mentor, if you're getting the wrong advice, you're gonna be wasting time, and the time is the only asset that you have. Or you're gonna be making mistakes, or you're just gonna be going on the wrong track. Because let's say your mentor is teaching you how to, let's say your mentor is only making 70K a year working a job, then you're only going to be getting advice from someone who is only making 70K a year. So their advice in terms of making more money than that is going to be negligible, right? You need to be taking advice from someone who's making, who's at where you want to get to. Let's say they're making $1 million a year, right, from their business. That would be a decent mentor, right? But you also have to make sure the mentor is not too far ahead, right, of where you want to get to. Because here's the thing: if they're too far ahead, let's say they're 5, 7, 8 steps ahead of you. Let's say you're making only 100K a year. Your mentor is making $10 million a year. The advice they give you may be extremely valuable, but you want someone who's kind of, let's say, 2 steps ahead of you. Like, let's say you're making 10K a month. You want to find someone who's making 70K a month, right? Instead of someone who's making 2 million a month, right? You want to find someone who's just a little bit above you, not too high, not too low, but enough for them to understand your problems that you're going through, right? Because someone who's making so much more, maybe their problems are going to be valuable, but if you're making like $500,000 a year, you want to get to 2 million a year, maybe those people would be advisable for you in terms of what you're looking for. So, but even before you even get to that, what is your mentor, like, what business model are they in? All that stuff. Because here's the thing: let's say your mentor is an electrician, then you're only going to be doing electrical stuff, right? Luckily, I found my mentor who's in the info product space, who's selling information, right? And he was already in tech, so he was already kind of doing something similar to what was aspiring to do, right? In terms of teaching people how to get into tech. So that's what I did. I taught that. I wasn't making money from my offer. I reached out to him. I paid him money, and then once when you pay, right, someone for help, right, they are actually going to help you, right? Here's the thing. I've mentored people for free, and I've tried helping them, and I'm doing it for free, right? I'm like, if you need help, I can see what your problems are, and a lot of the times people say, yeah, okay, bro, cool. I'm like, all right, cool, I got it. Thanks for the advice. And then they go about their day and they do absolutely nothing, right? It's kind of disappointing. It's kind of heart like it hurts my heart because it's like you're getting this game for free. You're getting all this advice, and all I hear is like, thanks, bro. Appreciate it, bro. 100%. And they go about their day, and then they go on and they diddly daddle and do nothing else, right? So then they come back 6 months later saying, hey, bro, I need some help with this, right? So it's like here's the thing. People pay with their money. So if you pay a mentor, you in turn are going to listen to that mentor, right? 100%. So please don't waste your time and pay the money. It's worth its weight in gold, right? It's literally worth its weight in gold. It's invaluable. It's going to change your life. It changed my life dramatically, right? So that's a huge thing right there. Next thing is, in terms of you being a slave to whoever mentors you is a huge thing, right? Because, like I said, you pick a mentor who's thinking small, they're only making a certain amount of money and that's where they're at, then that's the results you're going to get, right? And ideally, you do want to outgrow your mentor, right? You definitely want to outgrow them. That shows that, that's true. That's actual proof that you succeeded. If their mentor actually succeeded, right? Because you've outgrown them, right? That's to some degree. So take the time to meet people. That's kind of how I found my mentor. I met him. I reached out to him. I sent a DM to him, right? That's something that you guys can do. And if you guys can't afford one, like I said, if you guys, this is for people who are living in America. I can't speak for people who are living in Africa, in Asia, and in low-cost countries. It is going to be harder for you guys, but my advice for those people is to speak the English language as fluently as you can. I would take training courses on how do I speak English as fluent, because here's the thing, the English language is a language of money, and if you can speak the English language extremely fluently, then you can probably get into sales, and you can do that from anywhere in the world. So take the time to learn English. It may take a year, 2 years, 3 years, whatever, but just know that it's going to pay dividends once you actually learn how to speak American English extremely fluently, okay? So that's kind of what I would recommend to those people outside the U.S. But if you're in the U.S., you have no excuse, guys. Move to another city that makes more money. Find another job that makes more money. You can move to Seattle right now and work a security job making $20 an hour. Find 3 roommates, save your money, and move on, right? If you have a family, I completely understand. It is difficult. It is extremely difficult, right? If you have kids and stuff, I can't really speak for that because I don't have kids. So if you guys have kids and a family, I respect you guys. I can't give you advice on your current situation. All I can say is find a way to make more money, right? You should always, if you're not finding a way to make more money, you are kind of losing money. You have to think of it that way. If let's say you're only making 30 an hour, right? When you should be making 60 an hour, you're really losing $30 an hour every hour by not finding a job that makes you more, right? So you should always use your time wisely. Your time should be focused on income-producing activities, right? And then using that money to invest in yourself, right? Mentorship is an investment in yourself, right? Yes, you are investing in that person, but you're investing in their ability to teach you exactly what you need to know to be able to land a job, right? So that's a huge part, right? It's huge. It's what helped me. And like I said, I'm in the info product space. In my opinion, let's say your mentor was in the dropshipping space, and you're going to be a slave to whatever they teach you. But dropshipping or e-commerce is still a good, decent space to get into. But I'm just saying, you're just a slave to whoever mentors you. If you use maybe your parents as a mentor, and your parents are only making working regular jobs, and that's the results you're going to get, right? You want someone who's going to help you think big, someone who's going to share the results. Another big thing I'm a huge proponent with is someone who shares the results. I love seeing other people's sales. I want to see your numbers. I want to see what you're doing. That's what motivates me. I'm like, hey, if this guy's making 100K a month, I believe I can make 100K a month too. So I want to know how you're doing it, and I want to be motivated, right? Because we live in the age of the internet where a lot of people are BSing, And when you can actually see the sales transaction of their Stripe accounts that actually have money going in there, and you're like, this person kind of comes from the same background as me. He he's not smarter than me, or maybe he is, but like, you can see like this person knows, like, I'm no different than this guy, right? Then you're like, okay, maybe it is possible for me, right? So that's kind of what you guys need to do. You need to open your eyes a little bit more. Like I said, I try to meet people who are more successful than me. Is it uncomfortable? 100%. But I want to get to that position where I'm in their circle, right? Because when I'm in their circle, um, like, we're not talking about the same issues that people who are, not, making enough, like, decent money, like in the business space, are talking about, right? I remember I visited someone's house, right, and he's doing well in business. He's making over $1 million a month, right? And we had like a bonfire, and we were talking that bonfire, and I was low key kind of nervous, right, because I've never been in a situation where everyone at that table are millionaires, and I'm the only one that's not yet, right? But you can see the types of stuff they talk about is different from my sort of the regular folks, right? They're talking about high level things like lawsuits. They're talking about how to protect yourself. They're talking about assets. They're talking about um, certain things like that. And that's kind of what opened my mind to those kind of doors. It really opens your mind. So you want to be in that sort of circle as well. Spend a lot of time. Obviously, your mentor would, if they're a good mentor, they have people. And here's the thing: when people love to teach, so your mentor, if you find a really good one, they're going to be able to show you other people as well. So it's a huge asset. Take advantage of that. Stop wasting your time, guys. Just get to the bread. If you live in America, there's no excuse. There's literally no excuse not to make money. It's really just a laziness thing, or if you have a family, it's just more of like, you're a bit of a time crunch. I can't, like I said, I don't know if you have no kids, and you live in America, and with your free time you're not making money. um, you are very behind, because money is an extremely valuable resource that's going to help you, um, in terms of investing, right? Because here's the thing: investing doesn't have to be in Bitcoin or penny stocks or whatever. Investing can just be in someone to teach you something, right? That investment, in my opinion, has one of the highest ROIs out of any investment you can ever do, right? Highest ROIs because you're investing in skill sets, and you're investing in experiences from another individuals that they've learned, and avoiding the mistakes they've made, right? So that's a huge investment you can make in yourself. But the question is, are you going to make that investment, or do you have the money to make that investment? If you don't, why not? Like, why not? Is it because Is it because you're playing a lot of FIFA? Is it because you're playing a lot of 2K, a lot of GTA, or is it because you're too scared to make that investment, right? I know a lot of people that are scared to make investments in themselves. I understand that. I used to be that way as well. I used to be afraid to ever make an investment in myself. I was like, why would I ever pay someone for advice, right? It's a stupid idea. But just do it. Like I said, worst case scenario, it doesn't go well. You learn from that mistake, right? But I truly believe in risk, right? Taking risks, especially when you're young. And here's the thing: risk is not really that real. Risk is always in your mind, right? At the end of the day, it's always in your mind. So just take the risk, see what happens. Life is short. The last thing I want you to do is regret making a decision that, um, you know, you wish you didn't make, which is not taking a decision. That is a decision, even though you didn't technically make a decision. Not making a decision is a risk, right, of failure, right? So that's all I want to say. About to get some lunch right here. We'll talk soon. Hope you guys have a good one. Hope you guys are liking the channel. If you guys like it, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, whatever. But peace.